So this is my week 6 reflection. It has been really challenging. I'm not gonna lie. Um, it has been a tough week. I did do a lot of work. Let's start off with contacting the hospital. So I really learned that it is difficult to actually get an actual interview with a professional talking about mental health awareness. I've been trying for 3 weeks now, and I still can't get contact. The fact is that I have to phone them. They switch it to another person. I have to phone another person. I have to phone another person. It just doesn't make sense how much people have to go through to actually get permission to film, an interview with a professional. It's not really good. But one thing I did get is a person who works for the NHS. They do an ambulance service, and I think it would be a good idea to interview them to see if there's any links between any crimes they solve with, or any crimes, or any services they need which is linked to mental health. And I think that's a really good idea. It has been a challenge week. I have been editing a lot, and there's a lot of things I learned from editing. Whilst looking at copyright issues and stuff, I learned that there are some free copyright musics that you can actually learn. Actually use in your documentary, as long as you say who's it by and why you use it and stuff. I really, by downloading it and trying experimenting with music and stuff, I really learned that music can really connect two scenes together, and that is quite amazing. I was so excited about that. I don't know why, because it's actually crazy, because it makes it so professional. Once you've added music and you want to connect two scenes together, it's so smooth, I'm telling you. What else? I also was learning about rendering. I was learning about the definitions of rendering, what it does and stuff, and how to render, how to convert stuff to MP4. I found a problem that if you have a documentary and you're using Premiere Pro on one folder, you have a lot of edits and stuff, and the more edits you are, the more the computer has to process, the more effects you have, the more the computer has to process and everything, and obviously the computer is going to become slow and it's going to start crashing and stuff. So what the solution was, I learned the fact that if you render and video it and make it into one whole cut, and then once you're finally you're done with everything, with the edits and stuff, you render it and make it into MP4 and then put it in Premiere Pro again, as in one cut, and then the computer doesn't have to process everything and the computer won't be slow. That's another thing that I learned. So I've been writing down notes about documentaries, and I wrote things to do when film. That really helps. So I was analyzing documentaries and stuff, and I learned a lot of things from it. How is it professional? How is it interesting? It took time to actually learn what makes it interesting, but I finally learned by watching another documentary. It's all about the transitions. It's all about making everything smooth and just let the information flow from the documentary. I learned that you should zoom into things that are symbolic, and you can gain information from, for the audience to look at, because the audience perspective is only one square. It's literally looking at a square of pixels. That's why you have to gain as much information as you can with a camera, and zooming into stuff that is symbolic will make the audience feel like they'll feel different emotions and stuff, and they'll understand more. And you have to put yourself in whatever you're doing. You have to put yourself in people's shoes to understand how they really feel, how they live, and how it impacts them. I've learned a lot, and it is actually so humbling. I am not gonna lie, it is really humbling. So I'll also you can make it editing symbolic as well. For example, you can make a white sky. I was watching this documentary. It's about people who hair stuff in their head. It's a mental disorder. Um, it took a long time to learn the word and actually pronounce it, which is schizophrenia, and that was a powerful that was powerful. I learned that you need to relate to your audience to actually make an impact. The way you can do that is changing the mood of atmosphere, by music, by the way the narrator talks, as a journalist, and giving your own opinions. So I learned something important which I have to edit in, which is my opinion, and it does matter. Yeah, you know what, it's a challenge, but I'm enjoying it. I am absolutely enjoying it. I think I found the right path for me. Yeah, and yeah, you have to just go with it and make it a journey, and with the audience as well, make you and the audience have a journey together. Yeah. By journey, I've actually started recording my journey. So me packing my bags, you know, um, me jumping on the bus, you know, tapping on the bus, going to school and stuff. And this journey, I've seen in a lot of documentaries, and it just shows your travel, and travel is really important. And in these documentaries, it just shows professionalism. It also shows you're going on a journey with. I know I keep saying it, but it's true. It also shows I'm going on a journey with, you know, with my audience. I mean, to the place and with my audience. Yeah, if you get what I mean. What else I've been doing? I've been doing a lot of research throughout the week about mental health. It's crazy. It's so. You know what? The way people are treated is disgusting throughout the world. Who have mental disorder is absolutely disgusting. I've learned about it, and right now I've been using After Effects for motion graphics. So I basically voice overing what I say. So I talk about what I learned, and I use After Effects to, you know, just to keep it entertaining, so they understand, and it's a guide as well. That's been really hard, but I learned that it can take up a lot of space if you don't render it properly. It can take up a lot of space. I learned that, you know, pixels do matter compared to memory. It's kind of crazy. So 30-second video can be actually 5 gig, and you can narrow it down to 1 gig, or, you know, 500 megabytes. It depends on you, but yeah, the more gig you have, the more longer it takes, the more slow the computer has. So compress it, but don't compress it too much where it becomes too pixelated. And yeah, that's what I learned. I learned a lot this week. It's going really well. Hopefully I learn more, and yeah, can't wait for week 7.